far out in the immeasurable darkness that envelops our solar system, a venerable messenger from Earth, a spacecraft that has long traversed the celestial sea, became the recipient of a signal that defied all expectations. This event unfolded in the vast silence of space, where the distance between stars and mysteries often blurs into an endless tapestry of cosmic wonder. For decades, a tiny golden disk and a myriad of scientific instruments had accompanied the spacecraft on its solitary voyage. It had long since passed the confines of the familiar and ventured into regions where even human imagination finds it challenging to grasp the magnitude of space. Without warning, as it drifted among the interstellar winds, the instruments aboard registered a communication unlike any previously encountered, a message emanating from a nearby object that hovered in the cosmic shadows. The transmission was both unexpected and unnerving, a sudden burst of energy that broke the monotony of radio noise and beckoned with a clarity that belied its alien origin. Before we start, smash the like and subscribe buttons for more updates from our channel. The spacecraft's journey had long been a symbol of humanity's insatiable curiosity, designed to study the outer planets and then to continue its path into interstellar space. This tiny envoy bore the marks of a civilization determined to push the boundaries of exploration. Yet never before had its sensors detected something that could be interpreted as a deliberately crafted message. The signal carried a pattern and rhythm that suggested intention, a series of pulses that in their structure hinted at the possibility of an engineered construct behind them. It arrived as if a nearby cosmic object had suddenly decided to reach out, engaging in a dialogue with a machine that had long been a silent observer of space's secrets. The energy signature of the message was distinct, its frequency modulations refined and deliberate, calling into question many cherished assumptions about the randomness of the interstellar medium. A close examination of the signal reveals layers of complexity that evoke the intricate dance of matter and energy in the universe. The transmission was punctuated by intervals of silence and spurts of activity, each segment resonating at frequencies that appear to be carefully modulated. Early analyses of the data indicated that the message did not fit the known profiles of natural astrophysical phenomena. Rather than resembling the burst-like emissions associated with pulsars or the chaotic flickers of cosmic background noise, it exhibited qualities that suggested a source of significant intelligence. The regular cadence of the pulses, interwoven with sophisticated variations, implied that the signal was more than mere radio interference or an ephemeral phenomenon of plasma and magnetic fields. Instead, it seemed to be a beacon intentionally emitted by an object that resided near the spacecraft's current position. The technical details, measured with extreme precision by equipment that had weathered decades of space travel, left little doubt that this was not a glitch in the system but a message wrought from deliberation and purpose. The interpretation of this transmission has sent ripples through the scientific community. Observatories on Earth, after rechecking decades-old records and calibrating instruments to the exacting standards required for such faint signals, confirmed that no known natural source could account for the peculiar structure of the data. Researchers pored over mathematical models and cosmic simulations seeking explanations rooted in astrophysical theory. Some hypothesized that the signal might be the result of an unusual interaction between the magnetic fields of a rogue comet and the solar wind, though such an explanation seemed far too simplistic to account for the observed intricacies. Others posited that the nearby object, possibly an as-yet unidentified celestial body, could be emitting the signals as part of a natural process that defied conventional wisdom. Regardless of the exact origin, the fact remained that the message was unmistakably out of the ordinary, a deliberate communication that immediately raised profound questions about the nature of the cosmos and our place within it. Scientific debates blossomed as researchers struggled to reconcile the possibilities that the signal invoked. The implications of an engineered message, or even one that originated from a naturally occurring yet remarkably ordered phenomenon, go far beyond the boundaries of astrophysics. They touch on the philosophical, the existential, and the deeply personal realms of thought. The universe, it seemed, had once again shattered the comfortable notion that it was silent and indifferent. Instead, it presented evidence of an intelligence that, if not born of biological evolution, then at least of processes that mimicked deliberate communication. This realization forced the minds of scientists to broaden their perspective, to allow for a landscape that might be as rich in hidden messages as it was in starlight and gravitational fields. The idea that our instruments, a distant spacecraft carrying the hopes and dreams of a planet, could intercept such a signal was as thrilling as it was disconcerting. As theoretical models began to take shape, an atmosphere of cautious wonder pervaded scientific discussions. The possibility that an intelligent source could be behind the signal led to considerations that spanned the gamut from astrophysical mechanics to the search for life itself. While many of the early reactions were tempered by skepticism, the evidence increasingly pointed to something that defied accidental occurrence. The transmission's energy pattern, its persistent presence over several cycles, and the coherence of its structure all contributed to a growing consensus. An anomaly of this magnitude could not be dismissed as a mere statistical fluke. Every pulse, every sharp rise and gradual decay in energy carried a signature that seemed to bear the imprint of a complex origin. It was as if the object emitting these signals had woven a tapestry of sound and light, encoded with a message meant to be discovered at precisely the moment when a lone spacecraft was passing by. The implications of encountering such a message ripple outward into every corner of inquiry. One line of thought draws on the history of human attempts to communicate beyond our terrestrial home. For generations, the quest for extraterrestrial intelligence has taken shape in projects designed to listen to the cosmos, to capture the whispers of a civilization that might be hidden among the stars. The current event shifts the paradigm from a passive search for extraterrestrial signals to an unexpected and direct encounter. It is as if the universe itself has chosen to speak from a nearby corner, igniting the imagination of those who ponder not only the technical marvels of scientific detection but also the cultural significance of such contact. The nature of the signal, with its deliberate composition and measured cadence, suggests that it could be part of an ongoing conversation, one that begins at an intersection of chance and design, where cosmic distances shrink into a moment of profound connection. In attempting to interpret the signal, scientists have drawn parallels to familiar terrestrial communications, yet the analogy remains imperfect when scaled up to the enormity of space. The structure of the signal resonates with the patterns found in human language, where rhythm and repetition form the foundations of complex meaning. However, the medium through which the message traveled is as ancient as the cosmos itself, a vacuum of cold, dark space where waves can linger for billions of years before arriving at a distant receiver. It is a reminder that the tools of communication are not exclusive to living organisms but are woven into the fabric of existence, perhaps as fundamental as the laws of physics that govern energy and matter. The symbolic nature of the message, whether it is a scientific anomaly or the herald of an intelligence that seeks to bridge distances between worlds, inspires both awe and introspection. The recognition that somewhere out there, forces or minds might manipulate the natural order to form patterns as deliberate as those observed raises powerful questions about the limits of our understanding. The instrumentation aboard the spacecraft had been designed many years ago, yet it continues to perform with remarkable accuracy, now acting as an unexpected liaison between humanity and whatever force lay behind the signal. Its onboard systems, built to measure electromagnetic variations and capture faint transmissions from the distant corners of the solar system, registered the sequence with an almost eerie clarity. Every data packet relayed back to Earth carried with it the unmistakable mark of a message that demanded attention. The sensors, calibrated to filter out the vast background of cosmic noise, caught the subtle fluctuations that signaled the beginning of something extraordinary. In laboratories around the world, specialists pored over the streams of data, running complex algorithms